I don't like to hold microphones. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to do a quick market research if you guys don't mind. If I can have everybody stand up real quick. Come on. You guys had only a little bit of pizza, right? Okay, so market research. So here's my question to you guys, all right? And if this applies to you, you can be seated, all right? So how many of you guys wake up each morning or any morning and you say, boy, I can't wait to clean my house today? Nobody, okay? How many of you guys love to deliver meals? Nobody, okay? So you guys are my market pretty much for this app, because what we're trying to do, you guys can be seated, all right? What we're trying to do is create a mobile app that allows everyone to pursue their passions, whatever services that they like to offer. And it hasn't been quite done yet on the market, right? We all know about Uber, TaskRabbit, and some of the other companies, which are phenomenal companies, phenomenal business opportunities, all right? But what I'm trying to create here is to allow everyone to participate in the on-demand economy, okay? So my name is John, and so my background has been in product marketing and product management. This is my first startup. So on-demand should be for everyone and everywhere, all right? It should apply for anyone that wants to offer any particular service or their passion or their talent. Okay. All right. I'd like to introduce my team real quick, if I may.
Sure.
All right. So I'm the guy in the back, the dorky-looking guy. All right. So we have our Chief Operating Officer, Hannah Nguyen. If you could stand up and everyone say hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
All right. Well, come on, guys. Where's the energy in here? Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. Hi,
Oh, boy.
everyone.
Okay, we got to work on this, you guys. Okay, I have Anoop. Anoop, please stand up. He's one of our developers. He's a master's student at San Jose State. All right, VJ is our developer as well. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
Good, line up this crowd. Okay, and of course Priyanka, she's not pictured, but she's our UI designer. All right, and Tony can't be here with us today. Okay, so I've proven that everyone does have a passion, all right? I've proven that not everybody likes to clean homes and deliver meals. So we did a quick little survey, amongst our peers, and it looks like everyone has something that they're really good at and they like to make income from, all right? So right now for these folks, there's not a platform for them. There's nothing for them to get in on this new sharing space or gig economy. All right, and we have other clients use their signups as well. All right, so here's a look at the app that we are currently developing. So as you see here, it's $10 to start. Anyone can offer services for $10, and they can actually add on different levels of service on top of their basic offering. So for example, our buddy Lamont here likes to walk dogs, all right? And he can walk dogs for $10 for a basic service. For extra, whatever other pets that, that other cats or dogs, there's additional options. And once the customer, places an order, and that customer will be able to see, the Lamont here driving towards their location to execute those services. Okay. All right. It's all location based. It's on demand, or they can actually schedule, and peer-to-peer reviews as well. Okay. Other features include social. All right. We're going to integrate Facebook functions, following options for people to start conversations and be able to network with each other on the app. Mapping, and quite frankly, this is quite useful. How many of you guys are looking toward or forward to wrapping Christmas gifts?
I love it.
You love it? 1, 2, 3. So the rest of you do not like to wrap Christmas gifts, right? So our idea here is basically one day, very, very soon, and within the next few months, you could just go into the app and say, hey, I hope someone help me wrap gifts? And there'll be someone to wrap gifts for you, even on location, all right? And for a fraction of the cost of what it costs at department stores. Okay, so let's talk about crowdfunding, all right? So we set out a goal for us for $150,000, and so far we raised $50,000 on GoFundMe, okay? We did pitching throughout, so we started the project in June of this year, and we did the pitches, all right? We drove down to San Diego and returned the same day. It was a 16-hour drive, back and forth just to pitch to a venture capitalist, and no bite, and that's okay. So I decided, well, why don't I try Kickstarter or Indiegogo? But I looked at some of those campaigns that they're launching products, tangible products, and I didn't feel it was a good, fit for us. All right. And of course, there was GoFundMe, and I looked on their website, but by chance, and I thought it was just for social and different causes. Hey, if your aunt is sick, you could donate to your aunt. But it turns out that you can actually do crowdfunding for your business startup. Okay, so one person. This is how it started, and it was a domino effect. One person contributed $50, and she contributed because I shared it on Facebook. Okay. So $50, I was like, wow, that's not bad. That's our first funding. Congratulations to me. And I said, great, well, why don't I just kind of start sharing this out and get it out there, because this is working. And so so we launched a crowdfunding campaign the first week of September. By end of that week, we had like $20,000 in the first week. All right, so that was really, really nice. So as you can see here on the screen here, we have 74 backers. We were able to find other angel investors as well because they found us on GoFundMe. It increased our website's SEO, and so it worked out really, really nice. Okay. All right, crowdfunding tips. You guys want some tips?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, all right. You guys have to clap for me now. If you guys want me to give you a tip. I get a little animated, so sorry. All right. So number one, some of the things I did that worked really well was, you ask for connections. It's time to take out, that 700 people in your phone book and call every single one of them and ask for connections. Hey, do you know anyone who's an angel investor? Do you know anyone in this particular market that can help me? You gotta let your network know what you're doing and what you're up to. Does that make sense? Okay. And use all forms of communication. I obviously text messaging is still huge. I WhatsApp people. I QQ people. I lined people. What's the other one? WeChat. I WeChat a bunch of Chinese people, right? So just to get the name out there and let them know that I'm looking for investors. Okay. All right. Tip number 2. Let's tip number 2. Be a voice and be brand yourself in a way, because what we're doing here is, my passion is to create entrepreneurs. My passion is to get people out of their 8-to-5 rut. Okay, that's always been my passion for the last decade or so. So this technology that we're building here allows people to do that. Now, obviously, that's a very opinionated statement. Is that correct? Okay. So for me, I have to go out there and do what? I have to blog. I have to brand myself. I have to be a voice for others as well. Okay. And please feel free to take selfies. Okay. I thought it worked, and I got more likes on my Facebook than I ever have based on selfies. So I know how girls feel now, right? And you can take videos of yourself. Take videos of yourself pitching to people, and take videos of yourself. Why you're doing this. Get yourself out there, and don't be camera shy. All right, people if you look in the mirror, do you like hanging out with yourself?
Yep.
Yes, okay. Just ask yourself that, okay? All right, especially on your social media, like I mentioned, brand yourself, sell you, post about your progress, and of course, would you want to be friends with yourself? And the answer is yes, right? Okay. I added this last tip, don't spend money on websites that promises to get you funding. All right, so we made that mistake. It was a couple $100s. There's a few out there. I won't name any names, okay?
What do you mean by promise to get you funding?
Well, they market it in a sense that, hey, if you sign up for our service for X amount of dollars, we'll get you funding, or we'll connect you with the right equity investors, et cetera. Okay, and those never panned out for us, all right? So I just want to make you aware, don't spend the money, and some of them are quite pricey, okay? All right, last slide. Okay, yeah, there we go. Startup and life lessons. These are things I've learned along the way of being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. As you know, great leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. For me, developing this product and anything that I do in life, I have to love it, and it has to help people, right? Or else I'm not passionate about it. So if you're heading up your startup and you're heading up your new $1 billion corporation, you have to love what you do, but you have to love people, your customers, and especially your team, all right? So we build for others and not for ourselves. So I don't mean to offend anyone, but this is my son's butt, so it's okay. All right. But what I mean by this is be naked, right? Put yourself out there and really inspire others. Show your true colors and always be honest with everyone. Okay. So be naked. All right. It's a cute picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you guys aren't Facebooking this. All right, and of course, it all comes down to a team. The team that we have here that I introduced you guys to, they're actually our third iteration of our startup in the last 6 months. Sad to say, it is. So one of the things about a startup is that you got to put together the right team, the right engineers, the individuals that's really going to be passionate with you and build the product with you. And I'm blessed to have great people alongside me that believe in believe in the cause here. Okay, so don't necessarily rush into building a team or trying to get this company going without thinking about putting the right team together. All right, because that team can make or break your startup. All right. So with that being said, I thank you so much for your time. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Questions? Got time for a few questions?
I do, sure. I love to talk.
Why are they Bimpies?
Bimpies.
Oh.
Bimpies, sorry. It's a trade secret, I can't disclose that. I'm serious.
Does that have something to do with the sandwich company?
No, it does not have, I didn't even know that was a sandwich company. Well, the sandwich company is actually called Blimpies, with the L. Okay? Yes, sir.
When you get all this funding, people are giving you funding, what are you giving back to them in return?
So 74 of the backers I found out was through our network, and what we did was we offered them equity for their dollars. We did.
That's GoFundMe's platform, right?
Yeah, that's GoFundMe.
So is it a convertible note? How does that work?
Equity.
So it's
Shares.
straight equity.
Yeah, straight.
Certain valuation, you just pick the valuation.
Mhm. Yeah. They all love the idea.
He doesn't like the picture.
Oh, you did? I embarrassed them. All right. Sorry, guys. Okay. Any other questions? There was
Some
other
of the
questions.
pitfalls that you ran into, what are some of the problems you experienced when you were trying to get funding or trying to develop your app? What were some of the obstacles and how did you overcome them?
Pitfalls. I'm the kind of guy that I like to rush into things, and I really like to go fast, right? I make a decision and I run with it. Sometimes it turns out it's not the best decision, and it's especially true when putting together a team, and that delayed us. I really feel like by now we should have an app, and by now I'm a multi-billionaire, right? But it didn't happen that way. So the mistake was a lot of mistakes were made when we were selecting personnel. Yeah.
Okay. And what about your app development itself? Is that all of your effort, or did you have you have a team, but
Right.
who is the primary developer of your app? Was that done with the team that you have now? Or?
Yeah. Well, Tony and VJ and Anoop, they're the ones developing right now.
Gotcha.
And it took me a while to find good people.
Okay. Have
Yeah.
you gone live with the app?
No,
yet?
we have not. No.
Okay.
So right now we're looking at a minimal viable product MVP in about 3 months. Right.
With building your team with those folks, did you guys know him before, or like what incentivized you? Did you get a ton of equity, or are you independently wealthy and spending $100,000?
I think they're really good people. Well, number one, when I chose a team, the developers, we know we didn't have a lot of money, right? So we couldn't go out there and hire, the 150,000 iOS developers. But what I did do was I went to Angel. You guys know Angel's List, okay? So Angel's List have a lot of great candidates, and that's how I found these guys. And through Priyanka too as well. She put out into her network. But they are currently, he's like 2 weeks away from his master's degree, and he's a few more months from his master's degrees. So they're ready to go. I'm willing to offer them experience too.
So does it work a lot like Lyft or Uber, where you request a service?
Yeah,
and they tell
I hate to say Uber, all right, but yeah, I'm trying to Uberify the world.
So you know how many minutes before the dog walker is going to get to your house and
Oh yeah,
Yep.
all that?
big
Okay.
data. We'll have a lot of data.
Okay.
So kind of in the same vein,
Yeah.
yeah, so with the Uber security issues and then some other stuff going on in the space, but what's the verification process going to be for the interactions? Is it just going to be like once you have a profile, there's going to be like years of interactions with people that, or is it going to be, you know, like if somebody's kind of my house residence?
Right. Okay. So I understand. So when a service provider or Bimpy wants to sign up, what we do is we go through a background check process, right? So we've partnered with a provider that does that, you know, through APIs, and we make sure that they're not a convicted felon. There's, you know, they have a pretty clean driving record, etc. And in addition to that, they go through other verification process as well. Yeah. So so before that we send them out into any gigs or any jobs, you know, we from our guideline, right, and from the industry guideline, they're safe and they're credible individuals. Yeah.
How do you plan to get word about your product, your service out? Are you just going to kind of bootstrap it, let it go word of mouth, and then go from there? Or do you
That's certainly bootstrapping is one of the ways. We've already developed quite a bit of community on Facebook and throughout the Bay Area amongst like certain professionals that have already heard about the product. I've already pitched them, and they all want to sign up and be able to use the product once it goes live. Yeah. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is I'm flipping through Yellow Pages and connecting with people and just cold calling. Yeah, it's free. free, and we do some Facebook sponsor ads, but very little. But that's our intention, to get the users on board. Because we know that most of the money that we're going to be raising, the next 100,000 is going to go into our staff and development efforts. So we're just going to cold call. I'm going to cold call people, knock on doors.
So how do you make money?
How do we make money? I always forget to put in the slide. It's because, so every gig that happens on our network, we take a percentage. That's right. We take a percentage, we take a cut, cover our operations costs, and obviously for profitability reasons.
So is it free to sign up?
It is free to sign
download
up.
the app, and it's
Free.
And it's free if you're a service provider. But once the transaction
That's right.
is completed, then you've got a credit card, and you're going to charge.
That's right.
it.
That's right.
Okay.
Just like Uber. The money comes to us, and we direct deposit into the provider's account.
And can you tip? Will you be able to tip the provider and send them a
Can
message?
you guys write this down? Tip.
Yes.
No, yes, we did. We
Yes.
thought about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
They can tip.
the rewards, and
Yeah,
They'll
and
be
we
rewarded.
actually intend not to take any percentage of their tip. So.
Maybe you should partner with Uber or Lyft and see if they'll work with you so that people providing the service can get a ride over to the house.
I thought about that too. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
They might be
Yeah.
interested. They might want.
Yeah.
They might buy you out.
They might buy us out. Yeah. So anybody want to invest now? Invest now. You know.
I thought that Uber already does that restaurant delivery or something.
I'm sorry.
I thought that Uber already does the delivery in
Where-
China.
So in China.
Yeah, market. They-
So with our app, there's going to be no deliveries. We're not going to be focusing on drivers, taxis, or anything like that, or transportation. So we have a pretty set guideline in terms of what can happen on the network, as far as transportation, delivering people, or all that shuttle stuff. We're not going to touch yet.
So what differentiates between like Upwork or freelancer.com?
Well, the nice thing about this is it's truly on demand, right? You have TaskRabbit and companies like that where you can find candidates that can come work for you, et cetera. This is for that quick stuff that you need done every day. For example, gift wrapping to dog walking and everything else. It's not intended necessarily if you're trying to find, let's say, a 6 months contract employee for a freelance project. Right?
So yours is more consumer versus business?
Consumer is consumer, yeah, absolutely. Very good. Yes.
Can you go through the process of, like how you start, the process of the minute you start this business until now? How do you, like, the minute you have the idea, and what do you do after you have that idea, and then how do you make through this process right now?
How much are you going
Just
to pay me? Okay. Boy, that's a whole book, I think. Okay, well, I mean, really, to sum it up, I mean, how much time do I have?
You got a few more minutes.
I got a few more minutes. Okay, so the idea came to me as I was driving by Home Depot in May, and I was like, why are these guys standing outside of Home Depot? Why don't we just create an app so they can pick up gigs, right? So that's how it really came about. And after that, I talked with a couple of partners and investors of mine that I knew of, and they thought it was a great idea, and someone gave me some money to go start the company, and so. Oh yeah, I wrote the business plan. I as much as I knew how to, right? As much marketing as I could put in there, and so yeah, absolutely. And then we filed for corporation.
You didn't start developing the product at that time yet?
We did,
Oh, you did already?
but then it stopped, and then it picked up and it stopped again, and then now it's picking up, and I hope it's gonna stay picked up, right, guys? Cool. Thank you. So yeah, no, we have a solid team now. I mean, that's what I you know, to answer his question, gotta find the right team, the right development team. If you're not an engineer, I'm not an engineer. So in order to develop this product, develop this dream, I gotta find the right people to work with me. And so that's the lesson that I offer everybody is finding the right people. Yes, sir.
So once the initial transaction happens on your website, how do you ensure that the subsequent transactions happen on your website also?
Yeah, so so, you know, Dior talked about this earlier. It's what the industry calls platform leakage, right? So same thing happens on TaskRabbit, same thing happens on Uber, right? Some of the things that we have to focus on are, you know, referral and retention programs, right? So you see all these Uber drivers getting $1,000 for free just for signing up. We're not going to do stuff like that because we don't have the money to. But we do have plans for other ways to attract Bimpies and have them stay on the network and be loyal to the network. And same thing for on the client side as well. I can't discuss what those plans are. Thank you. Yes, sir.
You said you had three, essentially went through three versions of management team for your company. How did you, I mean?
Well, it's been the same management team, just the development team has been different. Yep. Mhm. Yes, sir.
Do you have competitors and how do you plan to win the market?
Well, what we so the 100,000 will get us to our minimum viable product. Okay. So I mean, we're counting on first mover status, so we want to scale fast, right? And we want to get to the market fast. So once it hits, at least, you know, we're launching here in Silicon Valley, and we're gonna, you know, expand to other major cities very quickly. Yes, sir.
What's the company's burn rate at this point?
Burn rate? What's a burn rate, guys? Pizza money, coffee money,
Well, infrastructure, office,
and I do pay the developers. Yeah. I'm not comfortable disclosing those figures today. Thank you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, but if he's interested in investing, you can talk.
We could talk after. I'll give you all the Excel spreadsheets. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you for all these questions. You guys make me feel special.
So, all the skills you provide will be preset or it's customizable, because it could be, you know, some very, very niche that, you know, talents that cannot be found, but, you know, their market, they're you know, talents, but there's no bridge. You know, like cleaning house, you know, wrapping, you know, gift boxes is normal.
Right.
But it's depending on how you set your,
Well, I'm anticipating that if they are signing up for our service, that they are typically already in business for themselves already, and that they already have some clients, and that whatever they're offering is in demand already, right? But I think the cool thing is that when they sign up, I mean, there's no risk, it's absolutely free to them. If anything else, we're gonna get them more customers.
No, I think it's a good product.
Thank you, Chris.
You know, I can't tell you how many times, like, when I was in my condo, you know, you got your painter, it was word of mouth. You got your real estate agent, it was word of mouth. Dog walkers, people that clean your house, it was all word of mouth.
Right.
And people didn't want to go on Angie's List, or they didn't trust Craigslist,
Yeah.
you know, all these things. They're looking for a vetting process.
Mhm.
But then you go to people that are in houses, they're looking for a whole different set. They're looking for plumbers, they're looking for gardeners and all that, and it's all hard. fine. So if you have some vetting process where, hey, I can look on my phone and app and it tells me where they're all at and
Yeah.
the reviews and everything, it's great.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's what we intend to do. So in the app, I didn't show a screen of it, but you can see as you wherever your proximity is, your location, you're going to see all the Bimpies in your area within driving distance that's available and on the clock. So they kind of clock in like Uber drivers, right? Yep.
Do you provide insurance?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we are looking at different carriers. Of course, we want to make the customer feel that everything that they hire, that they pay for, is covered. But property damage or bodily injury. So those things that we have to, we're working on. Absolutely. So I take credit or check or cash. Cash is good. And if you guys want to chat with me, just let me know.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Great.
very
Thank you.